Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a quick first impressions for you on a knife that we've actually already reviewed on the channel, and one that I really quite enjoy. Now this is, as you can see, a different version of that particular knife. This, I believe, is an exclusive to White Mountain Knives. If this one isn't, there is a colorway that is only available through White Mountain Knives, and I think this is the one. Anyway, that's a little bit beside the point, but I did get this from White Mountain Knives, and you may want to go over there as well. Save yourself 10% off, and that also helps support the channel. But this is different than the other Feldspars you may have seen out there because of the action. Probably many of you have already picked up on that, but there's a button lock here. And it is a pretty well done button lock. The action is smooth, the detent is very enjoyable, and the button lock is quite comfortable, which is something I've found not always to be the case. I'm not going to belabor this knife a lot. What I'm actually going to do is, if you want to know, a full discussion of all the ins and outs of this knife and what I like and what I dislike about it, right here, okay, I'll put a card a little later on in the video that just shows my review of the regular liner lock version of this knife. And everything I'm going to say there still applies to this one, with the significant difference being that this one has a button lock, making it much cooler. Now, I did take a look back here. Let me see if I can show you guys. The lighting doesn't always agree, but notice, I'll just let you see how this works again in case anyone's not familiar with a button lock. See how that pops into place. Now, I've looked at this with a flashlight, and maybe it's just my perception, but I can't notice a taper on the button. And normally that's something I want to see because it helps with wear over time. Now, it may be there, and I'm maybe just not seeing it because of the black on black. So I'm going to reserve judgment. I'll come back maybe as I'm talking about some other button locks. I've got a few button locks to review in the not too distant future, and I'll maybe come back and address that at a later time. For now, though, let me say that the lockup is very solid, side to side, up and down, really, really enjoyable. The other thing I've got to say about this is, normally I'm not a fan of black coated blades, and I'm still not. That hasn't changed. But I will say this knife looks pretty compelling in this configuration. With this warning, if you're watching this and you're thinking the same thing I am, man, that knife looks really cool, I want to go out and buy one, just be warned that just be warned that any black coated blade, okay, is going to show more wear over time. So it may look like this when you first get it. And, I'm going to do some testing for review purposes on this knife, probably. I don't know how much cutting I'll do because, again, I've already done a full review on the Feldspar. But, okay, I buy this knowing that I only carry the knives in my collection sort of sparingly. Like, if I carry this one day a week for the next 3 weeks, it's probably not enough, or 4 weeks, or whatever. By then I've got other knives coming in, and so it kind of gets bumped out of rotation. But the fact is, because my knives don't get as much wear and tear, I feel like I can get away with a little bit in terms of buying knives that maybe don't wear as well. If this was going to be your single solitary folding knife, I would be a little more concerned than I am for my personal use about the coating on the blade and about the wear and tear on that button lock over time. All right, so those are my initial thoughts. It's going to be, as I said, just a quick video because really all I wanted to share with you was the version that has a button lock, which is really cool, to point out that they are available at White Mountain Knives still. And if you want one, well, I could Spidey flick this when I wasn't filming. Now apparently I'm just totally incapable. All right, but really, really great looking knife. Really good deal on what is an exceptionally good EDC folder. The AR RPM 9 steel is fantastic steel. The micarta here is so dark. I absolutely love it. It feels fantastic in hand. And of course, that button makes it very, very fidgety, which is something that everyone can appreciate. So there you go, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check those channel sponsors. It's a big help to the channel when you go over to White Mountain Knives and use that discount code SHARPSTUFF. And I'll thank you for doing that in advance, and we will talk to you soon.